Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a chit chat get ready with me, which I am so excited to be filming right now. I polled you guys on Instagram and asked you all, should I film a chit chat today or a little 1 hour transformation? You guys, well, at least the majority of you voted for the chit chat. I was really happy to see that because for me that meant that I could start to the video with my wig on instead of having to start with the struggle braids and then transform into this beautiful goddess. So you guys are kind of getting a little put togetherness right now, which I'm here for that, because who wants to look a hot ass mess on camera? Not me. So as usual, I got some topics written down to go through, and this video is essentially just going to serve as a life update to let you guys know. Am I filming? Is it recording? To essentially just let you guys know what's been going on with me. I've just been kind of in and out of social media, and even when I'm present on social media, I feel like I don't really open up like I used to, and I am going to get into that a little bit later, but I think it's just time. For one, it's just time. So I'm starting with my lip balm, and this is the Glam Glow Pout Mud. This is my little baby version. This is actually the one I carried me to the gym, but somehow it ended up in here, so we're just gonna go ahead and get this applied first. And I'm just using one of the disposable eyeshadow applicators to do so. I got this little pack of them from Ulta, and they are so clutch. I mean, obviously you can use a Q-tip or something, but I just gotta be extra with everything that I do. Whew, I have to calm down because I feel like I'm about to jump out of my skin. I know it's the coffee, but I just need to keep it together. So I've been getting really 4 kind of predominant questions from you guys. The first being about school, the second being about my relationship, the third being about my business, and the fourth being about my weight loss journey. So we're just gonna kind of go in that order, and then I'm going to end this video talking about something that I've been wanting to address for a really long time that needs to be said. So time markers will be down below in the description box in case you want to skip around. I really would appreciate it if you did watch all the way through, but I know how some of y'all are. Y'all gonna skip through to the juicy parts, or try to at least. So I'm just gonna help y'all out to save you guys the trouble. So time markers are down below. So first topic is a school update. So I've been getting so many questions about what my major is, which I mentioned this in a previous chit chat, but I know you guys don't get to see every single video that I post. So at first I was getting kind of annoyed by that, but now I get it. So my major is psychology, and I did change my major. I believe I changed it last year, sometime in 2018. And for me, it was really just a long time coming. I entered college thinking that I was going to be a medical doctor, but I just don't think that was in the cards for me. I feel like as a child and as a teenager, I was kind of just pushed into that direction. I always heard, you're so smart, you're gonna be a doctor. So in your head, that's just kind of what you've always heard, what you've been set up to kind of go towards and go after. And getting to college, I just realized, aside from learning about animals and bio, that I really had no interest in being a doctor whatsoever. And I was just trying my best the first 4 years, yes, because I'm about to end my 5th year of college, and it just hurts so bad. But I spent my entire 4 years knowing that it wasn't for me, but just trying to keep up, trying to stay interested, trying to make it work, and it really just came back to bite me in the ass in the long run. So if you are having any feelings of doubt about your major or about what you want to do and what you want to pursue, school and career wise, if you can, I would suggest taking a semester off, because last spring I registered for a few classes online. I was going to do school completely online, and online for me just doesn't work. So I ended up having to drop all 4 of the classes by the withdrawal date or whatever. And so I kind of had a little bit of time off before starting school back up in the fall. And during that time is when I came to the realization this ain't working. And I went to talk to an advisor, got my major changed, and taking psychology courses has been my best decision ever. It's something that I've considered. I considered within my first 4 years of school, but I would never do it because I just always felt like, you know, I was in college for my family and trying to make them proud and trying to do what I felt like they wanted me to do. And then I just essentially got to the point where I was like, okay, enough is enough. I'm in these biology classes. I'm not paying attention. I'm really not doing the best. I'm having to retake all these organic chemistry classes, and it's just not really, some of the material was just not clicking for me. So not being in class those like few months really allowed me to sit back and just kind of like ask myself, what the hell are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting your money? Like, I just kind of had an epiphany. And with me finishing up my like 5th year of college and about to go into my 6th year in the fall, I don't feel like embarrassed about it because I really just feel like everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. But I am a little pissed because the first 4 years of college I was on an academic scholarship, and some of that did carry over into the 5th year, but now I'm starting to have to pay out of pocket. So I'm like, damn it, I wasted all these years trying to make something work that I ultimately knew was not gonna work, and I've just wasted this time and money. So to any of you guys out there that have been in a similar situation, or that are in a similar situation, or you may be headed into a situation like that, definitely just be real with yourself and know at the end of the day, this journey you're on, and pursuing this degree and securing this career in the future, that is for you and nobody else. And I hope that kind of helps you guys, you know, just do what you need to do as far as, you know, taking the right courses, finding the right people to talk to, and not trying to live up to everybody else's expectations, because it will just lead you to being unhappy at the end of the day. As far as like the progress or like where I am like in terms of graduating, I only have, I think, like 19 hours left. So I have to speak with my advisor. Like, honestly, if I could like just really push myself, I could get all that done in one semester, so in the fall. However, she has encouraged me to stretch it out even longer, just so that I can boost my GPA up just a little bit more, so that the distinction that I'll be graduating with will be a little bit better. I don't know where I'm at now as far as what distinction I would have if I graduated with the GPA I have now, but she was just telling me that I only needed like 0.0 something something to go up a distinction. So she was basically encouraging me to stretch it out. So right now, and I don't really have much time, I'm trying to decide if I want to do summer school or if I just want to save it all for the fall and then next spring. But I really just want to get done. Like, I'm just over it. I'm enjoying the psychology material, I really am, but the whole getting up and going to class and just being a full-time student has just gotten like real old for me. But I'm very close to the finish line. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I know you guys are really curious about that because I really don't share too much of my college experience with you guys, and that's just because overall my experience has been terrible. My very first college related video that was on my channel, I was complaining to you guys that I had a horrible freshman year or something like that. And I mean, what, 5 years later, I still feel the same way. Maybe because I just went into college with a bad attitude about it. I do think that like plays a big part in the experience that I've had, but I just kind of knew from the jump that it wasn't gonna go right. Like, I just kind of knew it. So the next thing that I've been getting asked about a lot is my relationship status. And I think that's because I'm always like talking crap on Instagram and Twitter, like posting like not quotes that make it seem like I hate men, but you know. And honestly, you guys, like, a lot of times when I'm posting that stuff or retweeting that stuff, my boyfriend is laying in the bed right beside me. So it's just me basically acknowledging that these men can be pretty crappy, and that I just want to put out anything to help you guys if I can, because I've been in some horrible relationships, and if I can offer out any advice to you guys, even if it's not direct, even if it's in the form of just a post, like a little meme on Instagram, then I want to do that. But no, that doesn't ever mean that I'm actually like single or having issues with my boyfriend. Don't ever think that. And I honestly think it's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's kind of cool that people assume that I'm single based off of those posts, but I do kind of like the fact that no one ever knows like what my moves are. Like, and that's one thing that I've been enjoying about social media, even though I dislike a lot of things about social media, is that you can put anything out there and make people believe anything. And at first I really used to hate that about people, but I have definitely used it to my advantage as far as, you know, not letting people know about my relationship. Because I mean, I like to share my boyfriend with you guys on camera, but at the same time I don't. I just really want to protect it as much as I can, you know, because I know like what we have is so unique and so pure, and sharing that on social media, people are just so negative and so angry and so bitter. So I'm like, well, why would I keep letting these people into my relationship when all they're gonna do is talk crap because they're unhappy? And I guess that's the exact reason why I should continue to post and not care how other people feel or what they say or what they think. But I would just rather, you know, keep it to myself. Now, does that mean that I'm never going to share with you guys what's going on with me and Zarius? No, of course not, because I'm actually planning for us to do like a 5-year anniversary video next week for our anniversary. But I'm just not going to be like always like vlogging him and just posting him on my channel, because it just gets too messy. So the next question or series of questions that I have been getting is based around my business, the Kathryn collection. I feel like I have a lot of explaining to do, but at the same time I really don't have very much explaining to do, because I mean, like, it's my business, so I can like do what I want with it. But I also feel like I owe it to you guys to explain like what's going on and why I keep postponing the launch date. So my original launch date was Valentine's Day, because I thought it'd be super cute to launch on Valentine's Day. Still a really great idea. So if any of you guys plan to launch a business, launch it on Valentine's Day, because that is just like so cute. But anyway, so initially like I went into the Kathryn collection with the idea that I was going to be the main contributor, like it was going to be my business, so I was going to be in it by myself. But my boyfriend like just kind of set me up to believe that he was going to be my business partner, and I talked to him about it for like weeks and weeks, just trying to make sure that he was really in it and really committed, and that if he expected to be, you know, 50% of the Kathryn collection, that he had to do 50% of the work. Well, that didn't happen, and like a week or two from my original launch date of like, what is it, Valentine's Day, I realized that I just wasn't ready, because honestly he hadn't pulled his part. Like every assignment or task I gave him to do, he didn't do. I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't doing nothing but the Kathryn collection. So that just let me know like, okay, if I'm going to have him help me or anyone else help me, I still have to be the main person getting stuff done, because at the end of the day, like, it's important to him, but it's like 1,000 times more important to me, because it's my name on the line, my brand on the line, and I just don't want things to be screwed up on the account of someone else who is not taking it seriously. Like, no shade at him, I'm just being honest here. Zarius, I love you if you're watching this, but you really screwed me over, dude. So after that, y'all, I was just kind of pissed off, and I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? And I told myself that I would revisit the Kathryn collection when I came back from my spring break trip. So that's exactly what I did. And when I came back from spring break, I had this voice kind of say to me like, try out another vendor. And that's the thing with Kathryn collection, like, it has been like a long time coming for this brand. The idea for it came back in 2014 for me to do like Kathryn and cat themed inspired lashes and just a line of products that are related to me in like fun little cutesy ways. And literally like year after year, I would be trying different vendors and manufacturers, and I just could not find the right type of product, like the quality I was looking for and the durability that I was looking for my products to have. Like I just wasn't getting. And so I would pay these vendors and manufacturers $200 and $300 and $400 at a time, have all this product that didn't work, and then would just be stuck with it, which would discourage me. And then I would take some time off from the Kathryn collection and then come back and revisit it. So if it seems like it's been stretched out for a while, it definitely has. And I had gotten to the point that I feel like I found a good vendor, kind of like I think October 2018, and that's when I was planning for the Valentine's Day launch, which didn't work out. But once I came back from my spring break trip, like I said, something just told me like, Kathryn, try one more vendor. Just try one more vendor. Even though you like the vendor that you have found, try one more vendor. And I did, and you guys, everything that I have ever wanted out of like a lash line, the look, the length, the material that the lashes are made out of, the durability, the styles, I mean just everything that I could have wanted my lash line to be, I found with this vendor, and for a really good price too. And I'm just like, wow. You know, I have always heard the saying delayed but not denied, and I just really feel like I have a testimony with that. Like I would get so frustrated that I see all these influencers around me coming out with their lash line so easily, and I'm just like, why isn't it working for me? Like I've been trying to work on this for years. Like why is it just not clicking? Maybe it's not meant for me to have lashes or to sell lashes. Maybe I should do something different. So from time to time I start working on other projects that the Kathryn collection could be, and other items which I actually do plan on adding to the Kathryn collection. But I was just like so frustrated, like why isn't this working for me? But now everything is just kind of like slowly coming together, and I'm just like so grateful. So delayed but definitely not denied. Now, do I have a launch date for Kathryn collection as of now? No, I do not. And the reason why I do not is because once again, I got back from Vegas, and even after I found like my current vendor that I'm just like so like head over heels with, I planned a May 1st launch. I'm like, let me do May 1st. It'll be right before summer to get them right. But y'all will not believe what happened. So a company that actually makes and sells lashes, and a really big company, they are so, I believe, in Walmart, Walgreens, Target, reached out to me letting me know that they wanted to do a partnership and work with me in May. So I'm thinking to myself like, I was planning to launch Kathryn collection May 1st, but now this company has reached out to me and let me know that they want to work together in May. Now I feel like most people would, you know, see that as a conflict of interest, but the way that I'm looking at it is that this is a large company with a lot of customers, with a lot of followers, and a lot of paper. So I just kind of had to step back and think, and I even talked to my mom about it. I was like, so what do you think I should do? Like, should I work with this company? Because for me as an influencer, as a YouTuber, as a creator, this is a really amazing opportunity to just kind of like have and put on my resume that I worked with this company, and it could even bring me more partnerships in the future with not only this brand but other brands as well. Or should I just focus on Kathryn collection, which I know is going to bring me revenue because so many of my followers are anticipating it? And I ultimately decided to once again push back the Kathryn collection, and I've decided that this time I'm not going to put out a launch date or say anything about it. From now on, it's just coming soon until it's here. And honestly, it's just giving me more time to get like the paperwork side of it together, the more like the business side, the stuff that you don't think about that you need when starting a business, that type of stuff. So the longer that the Kathryn collection is pushed off, the more things that I'm realizing that I have to do for it. So ultimately for me, it's being like, it's really beneficial that it's being kind of like pushed out. Not only that I get to work with this company, of course, which I'm not going to disclose now, but also that it's allowing me the opportunity to just get all of my ducks in a row so that when I do launch, everything is perfect in the way that it needs to be. Let me tell y'all something. I just realized I have not even hardly done my makeup. Every single time I do a chit chat, this happens to me. I just get too excited about what I'm talking about. And I never do right when it comes to the makeup part of the video. But it's okay. I'm just gonna like slap some eyeshadow on real fast. And I'm gonna actually be using some of the Kathryn collection lashes today. Since I did switch like my vendor or whatever, I have to rename all of my lashes because I had them all laid out and named, but now that I have all different styles, I'm having to go through and actually wear them and test them out and then name them based off of how they look and how they make me feel while I'm wearing them. So I guess the next thing I can go ahead and get into is like my weight loss journey. You guys have been noticing for a while that it looks like I'm dropping some pounds, and for me, I really didn't notice because when I would get on the scale, it was still saying anywhere from like 160 to 165. For some reason, I just cannot get under 160. It has been like the most difficult thing for me to try to do. But even though like my weight on the scale is staying the same, I feel like when I look at myself in the mirror or when I go back to edit like my YouTube videos and my footage and stuff, it looks like somebody took a knife and just like sliced off some of my face. And even like in my clothes too now, like I've gone down a whole pant size, yet the scale still says like 163, 165, 161. So I'm just kind of like, what is going on? And then it hit me. I have been in the gym, right? And I've been doing cardio, but the majority of my workout is based around weight training, and I'm eating like super high levels of protein. So my body is losing fat, which is awesome, but I am also building muscle in the process, which is also awesome, but it's just kind of making the number on the scale just kind of like stabilize in the like low to mid 160 range, which I'm not mad about, but now I just try to avoid getting on the scale altogether. And the only time I actually get on the scale is when I get comments from you guys asking, well, how much do you weigh now? So I'll get on so I can accurately tell you guys. But I can't tell you guys like me being 165 pounds back in October of 2018 versus me being 165 pounds now in April of 2019. Same number on the scale, but I look completely different. So basically what I've been doing in addition to working out is, like I said, eating high levels of protein, watching my carb intake. No, I am not keto, but I do try to limit my carbs. When it comes to eating like chips or junk, I try to stay within just like one serving according to the nutrition facts, or even less depending on what I'm eating. And I've been intermittent fasting as well. I'm not super strict with the intermittent fasting just because my schedule is different every single day of the week. So it's kind of hard to always stay on track with that. But those are some of the things that I've been doing. And over the last couple of weeks, especially since I came back from Vegas, I can really tell that the things that I have been implementing into like this new lifestyle that I'm trying to live have really been beneficial for me, at least looks wise, because I just feel like amazing. Like when you look good, you feel good, and you do good. Okay, so now I'm going to go off camera for a sec and do my liner and my lashes, and then I'll be right back to start on my face. Oh y'all, I tried a new liner just now. Even though I said I wasn't gonna try new products, I was gonna say that for the transformation video, but I use this Sigma gel eyeliner, which I haven't used in a while. But yes, I just want to come on camera and do my lashes on camera because the pair that I was going to wear, which I will just wait and show you guys right now, one of them I already have taken off of the tray. So this is it, but this is how they like look right here. And I don't know if my lighting is like washing everything out, but I decided that I'm actually going to try a pair of 25mm lashes, so the really dramatic, crazy ones that everybody's been going crazy over. So I'm gonna try this pair here, and for my first launch, I don't know if I'm going to like release any of those like really super long ones. but I do want to test them out just to see if they even have a possibility of being a part of my line. So the last little topic that I want to like talk about with you guys, I'm gonna save it for when I get into my face makeup. So for now, while I'm finishing my eyes and doing my lashes, enjoy this little beat music instrumental thingy thing made by my boyfriend. He is trying to get into this producer lifestyle, so it would mean so much to me if you guys like just leave some nice comments down below for him, so that he can see it and get excited and get motivated to just keep on with the grind. And also follow him on Instagram and stuff like that, and Twitter. I'll leave his information in the description box. He doesn't post, like, you guys think I don't post often. He doesn't post at all. But if you can support him, if you don't mind following an extra person, definitely do that for him, because we're gonna try to up his social media presence as well as mine for the remainder of 2019 and beyond. Like a little piece of lint in my eye, but she's gone now. But I'm liking these lashes so far. I love like the natural like curl on them. Very cute. I wasn't planning on, like I said, doing 25mm lashes like for the first launch, but like looking at these, I may have to test out the other like 25mm styles I have, because it's definitely a vibe. I know not everyone likes a really super long, super dramatic lash, but that's what I like. All right, so let's get into this face, because I'm like over myself. Like, it's taking me way too long to do my makeup. I gotta get better. I feel like the more I do chit chats, like the better I'll get at staying like focused. But I don't know. I just love to talk. And when I start, I just can't stop. So the last topic that I want to talk about that I was saving for the end has to do with this idea, or just, I don't even know how to put it into words, but this idea that people have of me that I've changed. The simple answer is yes. But of course, I do feel like, once again, I have some explaining to do, because a lot of times when people say, oh, she's changed, they mean it with like a negative type of, I don't know the word, but it has like a negative connotation to it. But for me, change has been positive and good in some ways, and then maybe a little negative in other ways. So that's the last little topic I'm gonna tackle, and I think that should probably take us to the end of the video. So the question, have I changed? And I do want to talk about this in two different capacities. The first being in relation to my channel, and then the second being in relation to me in real life. So as far as like my channel goes, me being an influencer and a creator, and the content that I've put out over the last however many years I've been on social media, have I changed? Definitely so. The first thing that I have to say in response to that is, I started my YouTube channel, or just being on YouTube, back when I was like 15, maybe 16, and now I'm 23. So for those of you guys that have been here for that long, or have joined me along the journey of me growing up, I just have to say, yes, obviously I've changed, but changed in a good way, because if I'm still at the same place mentally and emotionally and spiritually that I was at when I was a teenager in high school, dealing with that, there would be a problem. I feel like personally for me that would be a problem if you guys didn't see any change and didn't see any growth. Maybe you guys don't see it as growth. Maybe I'm just a different person completely to you, which I get. But just like you guys have like real lives and have like life experiences that mold and shape you and change you, I have dealt with the same things, not on camera. So you guys are seeing just kind of like the product of me going through life, just like you guys go through life on a day-to-day basis. And I think that people forget that. Like, I understand you were introduced to a certain type of Kathryn when you came to my channel, whether you came from like me telling like a story time where I was going crazy, or me in a vlog going crazy, because a lot of my old videos I was a lot more outspoken than I am now, and just a lot more open as well. But I'm just not there. And you know, the purpose of those videos is so that I can kind of just like freeze myself in time for you guys, kind of like a time capsule, so that I can be viewed and watched from that point in time. But I'm just not the same. Like, I'm just not. I mean, like I said, life has definitely just changed the way that I operate now. I'm not as wild, I'm not as crazy. I can take it there if I need to, but I have calmed down like a whole lot. And so I do get that if you came to my channel for a reason that I may no longer be displaying. But you know, if you need to go, if you need to unsubscribe, like, I get it. There's no hard feelings, but I'm just different now, and I'm going to continue to grow and change. I feel myself growing and changing every single day. So the other reason I feel like I may have changed, and not just from like life experiences like shaping me and molding me, or however I said it a little while ago, but is because over the years my platform has grown, and I can't just be out here acting reckless. Like, there are so many eyes on me, where at first on my channel I felt like nobody was taking me seriously, because no one was taking me seriously. It was something that, you know, a few of you guys were watching out there, a few of my supporters in the beginning, and really nobody I knew in real life. So I could just do and say what I wanted without any consequences, repercussions, none of that. No backlash, no nothing. But now that my platform has grown and changed, I have had to grow and change. I can't just say whatever I want or do whatever I want. I have all types of eyes watching me, from brands that want to work with me, down to maybe family members, future employers, co-workers. So I'm always going to strive my best to be my authentic self, but I'm not going to be as maybe transparent as I was in the beginning. And I hope that you guys can understand and respect that. If you want more of the real transparent Kat, I feel like the best way to get me is to not only watch my vlogs, but my vlogs I've kind of toned it down too, but it's to follow me on like Instagram and Twitter. That's where I'm the most unfiltered. And if you guys caught my story time I did on Instagram Live the other day, like I was going kind of crazy, and you guys were like, oh my god, oh, Kat is back. Old Kat never left. She is still inside me, and I turn up every day, believe it. But I just can't put that side of me out on the internet like I used to. I mean, it hurts me too, you guys. It hurts me too. And I've been trying to just kind of sit back and figure out ways in which I can be myself without, you know, tarnishing or ruining my reputation and my online reputation and presence. So I'm still trying to work out all the kinks, but I hope you guys can just respect me where I am right now, and just you know, just know that I've noticed it as well, and I'm definitely working on getting back to me. And I will interject real quick, I do feel like with me like losing this weight, my confidence has started to kind of come back, and I feel like me changing on my channel has so many factors involved, because I feel like I can even say that like the weight gain I experienced during my like first couple of college years definitely had an effect on my presence on my channel as well. It kind of made me just dim myself down, just because I really wasn't feeling myself like that in real life. So I wasn't gonna be on camera like all extra and happy, because that's not how I was feeling on a day-to-day basis. So I definitely feel like that has played a role in it too. So hopefully as I start to just get my life together, like weight wise and health wise, continue to get my skin right and work on that I can start to just blossom a bit more and be, you know, if that makes sense. So the second part of why I feel like I've changed, or like I said, it's kind of like two parts. The first part would be in respect to just like the whole essence of me being a YouTuber and creator of my channel and me growing and changing. But the second part also kind of has to do with my channel growing, but it's more so in relation to the people that know me in real life. So I've just had a couple experiences over the last month that have really rubbed me the wrong way, which actually prompted me doing this little chit chat of have I changed. I had a very interesting day one Saturday back in March, and I was able to see a whole lot of family members in one day. And by a whole lot, I got to see all of my dad's side, which is pretty small, but I got to see all of them. And then I got to see all of my mom's side, and then some other extended family members who may be related to like an aunt or a cousin or things like that. So I was pretty much in that one day at different times though, around everyone that is either related to me by blood or by marriage. So it was pretty interesting, but that day really was an eye-opener for me. So that experience there, it just kind of made me think about how I interact with my family, because I made the comment that like I'm really close with my mom and brother in my like assumptions video, but I'm not really like close with anyone else. And any of my family members that may be watching this that were offended by that comment, there are no hard feelings, but obviously my mom birthed me, like I'm going to naturally be close to her. And then as far as like my brother, that's like my best friend. I grew up with the dude. Like I went from wiping his ass to getting on his ass to defending his ass. Like he's my little brother, you know. So I don't want anyone to think like, oh my God, like she's dissing her family. Like no, I love my family. I have good relationships with everyone, but if I was being honest, I am very close with my mother, who has already called me. I can look on my phone. She has called me 7 times today, and we talked every single time that she called me. And then my brother, I haven't talked to him today, but those are just my two people. Now, would I like to be closer to some of my family members? Of course. But I think that the whole issue with me saying that was people feel like I got this platform and that I started acting like standoffish or brand new or antisocial or whatever I have been called by family members or friends of family or whatever. But it's just because like growing up, I was always really shy, and people paid attention to me, but there were like other people in my family who got more attention than me, and so I would kind of like get like pushed out of the limelight in a sense. So now that I'm an adult and I'm around these same people who really didn't pay me any attention, it's not that I have an issue with them, because I really don't. There's no hard feelings, but I'm just so used to people speaking to me and then moving on and going to go find someone else who's like louder than me or more exciting than me, you know, because I've always been, I wouldn't say shy, but just kind of like more quiet into myself. And so now that like I'm an adult and people know that I have this channel and they know that I have some success from it, they take that behavior of me being quiet into myself as me like changing and acting brand new because I've been blessed. But that's not the case. It's just that I got most of my attention growing up from my mom and my brother and my dad, and those are the people like I'm most comfortable with. Like I feel like I can be my true self, open up with, talk for hours nonstop, because like I said, I love to talk, but it just depends on my relationship with you. And so I don't ever want people that know me in real life, even old classmates, old friends, to feel like I've changed, because I haven't. I'm just like a naturally shy person to myself, and that's what everybody is getting from me now as an adult. Like, me having this YouTube channel, it changes nothing about me. If this was all taken away tomorrow, I would more than likely still be the exact same way that I am, to myself and quiet, because that's just how I grew up and that's what's comfortable for me. Now, I have had my moments where I'm just having a good day, where I may pop up on the scene and I'm extra loud and I'm in everybody's face and, you know, they're just eating it up. But most of the time, like, that's just not me. Well, not most of the time, like all the time. That's 99% of the time. Like, that's just not me. So I don't think that I've changed in regards to how I am with my family or old classmates or friends. It's just that I am how I always have been, but for some reason, now that I have this platform, people just expect me to be so open and so talkative and so loud and so over the top, and that's just not me. And so when I'm not that way around them, or when I'm not that way around people, they just take that as me being stuck up or standoffish, or that I feel, you know, that I'm better than other people, and that's definitely like not the case. So to ultimately like wrap all of like that up, the only thing that I have changed, aside from me just growing and maturing and becoming a wiser individual overall, is that I just don't expose all of me to the internet anymore. You know, it's just been for the best, because like I can act crazy and do those things, but like I said, there's so many brands watching me, so many people watching me. I have co-workers or family members watching me and then coming back and telling my family members what I'm doing or saying online, and it just gets really tricky and difficult. And I'm just trying to like balance being my authentic self, of course, but also being my professional self as well. But as far as me acting brand new or like being different to people in real life, no, like that is just so false. And I really hate that people feel that way, because I know like deep down, like I just feel like a normal girl. Like, I have to remember sometimes that when I'm out in public, like people will be staring at me or pointing at me, and I'll be like, Mom, like what are they looking at? And she'll be like, girl, don't you remember that you do YouTube? Like, you put yourself out there? I'll be like, oh yeah, you're right. So half the time this channel thing is not even on my mind, you know. So there's no way that I could just be out here acting brand new, acting like I'm better than people, or not talking to people because, you know, I think I'm all that. Like, no, if I'm not talking to you, it's just because I don't want to talk. Like, and that's just, it just is like what it is. So I hope that makes sense, because this coffee has me super jittery and all over the place. But just getting more so back to talking about like my channel and things like that. Oh crap. I definitely feel myself like starting to open up more with you guys, and I do feel that eventually I'll get to a space where everything is kind of balanced. Like, you guys get me, but I'm also still like professional on camera, you know. So just bear with me as I'm trying to just like figure it out, because it's still all like new to me. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out for myself. So like I said, I just hope you guys can just understand where I'm coming from. This Fenty bronzer is giving me life. I'm using like Caramel Cutie right now. It is like making me into a Caramel Cutie for real. So let me add a little bit of highlight to finish this up. And today I'm using Fenty Beauty on the lips. All right, so now I can just release my hair, and I'm gonna pull my wig forward just a tad bit so that it can kind of lay against the makeup that I did a little bit better. And I'm gonna turn my hot comb on so that we can get her right. Okay, so I'm just gonna take up a little bit of hair and then just kind of like do this a little bit maybe. Just like a little some. I'm just gonna run this over this part here where those clips were. And I think that's it. I think that is it.